Hi, everybody. I'm Jamie Cavanaugh, and I am so excited to welcome you to WMN Reignited. If you are new to our group, we are the Women's Mortgage Network, and we are here to support any woman in the wholesale space, whether you're a loan officer, a broker owner, a processor, whoever you are. If you are part of the wholesale community, we welcome you. We are all about reigniting this incredible group and supporting women with an abundance mindset, collaboration, and honoring each of our very unique journeys. I am super excited to be joined today by two of our WMN committee members. We have Summera, Shaikh, and we have Ashley Miller. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today, I want to hear a little bit more about them. I want them to share their stories with you. And I want you to really understand what reigniting WMN means for all of us in the wholesale space. So I'll kick it off with Summera, and I'll ask you, Summera, can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you wound up in the mortgage industry?
Yep. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me to this and to the committee. It's just such an amazing honor. So I was in the mortgage industry in Canada. So I'm here as a Canadian living in Texas now. And I did it for years, really loved it. And my husband's job relocated us to Texas. So I had to wait for immigration paperwork. You know, we have clients that go through that. And I remember just getting my immigration paperwork and sort of saying, okay, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to go back into technology sales, or do you want to go back into mortgages? And I loved the space of mortgages, the home ownership access for all. That really floated my boat. So I took the plunge and I did the test. And a few years back, I got my license, and I started out on the retail side almost by accident. That was not what I realized I was doing. And when I realized there was a broker side, I was like, okay, let's rejig this whole thing and let's go over to the proper side. For me, I love the support in the broker community. I love the diversity of solutions. My toolbox was full, not just sort of a couple of options. So yep, I opened my own brokerage, and I serve Texas and Minnesota, and just having a lot of fun doing it. The journey's been a little bit different for me. It hasn't been as fun as I thought it was initially going to be, but when I learned about WMN and I got a chance to chat with some of the amazing ladies with WMN, I realized this is where I wanted to be, and I wanted to help. For those of us that maybe didn't, come in knowing a lot of people or having the support or having fear, just wanted somewhere to find a tribe that was going to support me if I was a loan question or I was stuck. And I have found that and then some within this committee and within the mortgage community. So I'm very thankful.
Well, we're so thankful to have you, and I've always admired you for coming into a new country, a new industry, and you didn't just say, I'm going to be a loan officer. You said, I'm going to be a loan officer, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to start my own business.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we found you and that you found us, because you and I have had some really, really great conversations. And one of the things about you that I love so much is that you bring such a fresh and different perspective to our community and to our group. So many times you've given me thoughts and ideas that didn't even occur to me, and you just nailed it. The reason we built this committee is because it's not going to be the same old thing anymore for WMN. It's going to be a place that welcomes every woman in wholesale with open arms and provides real value to us. Because yes, our journeys are unique. We all have stories, and some of the greatest moments of my career have been those small group events with WMN where we've shared our stories together and we've built this incredible support system. At the same time, we all have to recognize that we are women, but we are also business running women, business owners, entrepreneurs. We also need business tools, just like anybody else in our space. We need those tactical action items and all of the guidance it's going to help us grow. So whether growth for those watching means you personally want to grow your business, whether it means you are an owner and you want to grow your company, whether it means you're newer to the industry and you don't feel quite like you have your footing yet. The cool part about our group, with over 4,000 of us in the Facebook group, is there are people at every level of experience and also people at all different stages of their journey. And so for a lot of us, I'm at a little bit of a later stage in my journey. Let's be real. I am, I'm 28 years in here. I already went through that exercise of sort of finding my way and finding my seat at the table and doing all of those things. And so my perspective has always been, we got the seat. Now let's use it. What can we do with it? But other women in our group are at different stages. Some are still finding their seat. Others have found their seat, but they lack the support around them to help them feel empowered to really leverage it. And so I love the fact that our group is evolving into a place where it doesn't really matter where you're coming from. All that matters is that we're here together, and wherever you want to go, you've got a tribe of people that's going to go along on the journey with you. So thank you, Summera. Like I said, breath of fresh air. So happy to have you. Which brings me to my dearest friend, Ashley Miller. Ashley, tell us about your journey.
Hey, Jamie. So I think like most people, I got into the industry by accident. I had graduated college, and it was during a time where jobs were just hard to come by. There was so much competition in the job market. And so I had gone back to the only career I knew during my tenure during college, which was serving tables. And I wound up meeting my first boss that said, you should come work for me. And I'm like, well, what do you do? And he said, mortgages. I'm like, I don't know a thing about a mortgage. I don't know what FHA is. I don't know what HUD is. What am I going to do for you? But they offered health benefits, and I thought that was really cool. And so I took the leap and joined the company. And I started off as the receptionist. And soon after I worked my way up, I became the assistant to the CEO and started holding different roles and many different facets within the industry and just learning everything there was to learn. And just like Summera, I fell in love with the mortgage process, the education piece behind it, and being able to help people achieve the dream of homeownership just became very intriguing for me. And I wanted to see it through and see it a lot further in my career. So I jumped in with both feet and took everything that came my way and just continued to learn, level up until my company was purchased by a major corporation in 2017, at which point I made the decision to go back into the broker space because I really wanted that homegrown mom and pop feel again. And so I found that in 2018, and I have been in the broker space ever since. And for me, I came up in this industry working for a majority of men, the whole tenure of my industry, and have been very, very supported by men. But the reality is men and women just have very different journeys. We just have very different perspectives on ways that we approach things. No shade to the guys at all, because like I said, I have been nothing but supported by a lot of very great men in this industry. But women can just empathize with each other a lot better. We can get on the same playing field with different things that we are experiencing in our life as we're trying to build a business, as we're trying to raise our families, run a household. Not saying men don't do these things either, but it is just a very different experience in the female journey. And so when WMN was born, it was just incredible to have a community of like-minded women that you could lean on, that you could talk to about the personal things going on in the household that a male just might not quite understand. And so it just created this sense of community that I feel like we just all kind of longed for, that we didn't really know we needed until we had it. And then to see everyone bring their arms around each other. We talk about pulling up a seat at the table, but chairs can get pulled in and out, through our lifetime. We can come in and out based off of what our current needs are or what we're going through. It could feel like we sometimes lose our footing. And to have WMN here always saying, I've got you, I'm behind you, I understand what you're going through and how can I help, has just been incredible for my career and for friendships as well. Some of my greatest friendships, just like you, Jamie, have come out of being part of the WMN community. So my goal here is to continue to foster that and to grow it, to nurture it, and to welcome more people in and make them feel like that they have got a space here and you don't have to second guess if you belong, because you absolutely do.
I love that. You couldn't have said it better, honestly. I think that it is interesting how our journeys have unfolded. You're one of a couple of other friends, including me, in which men were some of my greatest champions during my career. And so I tend to focus less about sort of how I got here and more about what is the impact going forward, and how can I and you and all of us on this committee and in this group meet every woman where they are in their journey, decide with them where it is that they want to go, and help them get there. We leverage our own experiences, good, bad, lessons learned. We leverage our advice as humans, as women, as mothers. Our journey is different. It looks different. We are built different. That is just a fact of life and a fact of the matter. And when we can combine that unique understanding of what makes women tick with strategic business planning, with a lot of the things that we're starting to drop Facebook Lives every month with the WMN for, imagine how unstoppable we are. We're covering all the bases, and that really is the goal. We are going to be holding a small event right ahead of UWM Live in May, and the WMN Summit will be back at Fuse in our new location in Nashville. Last year, unfortunately, we had a hurricane come through New Orleans right in the middle of Fuse, but one of the reasons that AIME has doubled down on WMN, and one of the reasons that they asked me and all of you to form a committee and really start to focus on outreach for this group, is because when a hurricane came in and people's flights were canceled, the AIME team was on the fly there on site at Fuse last year, scrambling to figure out how we needed to reorganize a program right before it was about to begin. Some of the summits, including the WMN Summit, were scheduled to start first. And there was a moment where we weren't sure if we were going to be able to put the summit on, because not all of the people that were presenting were there. We didn't know if they were going to make it. It was something that we just weren't sure of. John will tell you all, the loudest voices at that venue were the women coming up to him and saying, "You cannot cancel our summit. We are here. Doesn't matter if there are 5 of us in the room or 500, our summit needs to go on." And so I got a late night call at the hotel. Can we do this? Can we do this? And the answer was, hell yes, we can do this. We're gonna do this. And we all pulled together and we did. Something magical happened that day. We found the secret sauce for combining stories with actual value in business planning. And it created an event that I feel brought more value than summits we've had in the past, simply because we evolved in a way that felt really timely for the majority of our members in today's market, in today's world. That's exactly the theme, the feeling, and the vibe that we want to move forward with in this group. We want you to walk away with value, but more importantly, we want you to feel comfortable and safe in our Facebook group asking anything. For those who have been a part of our group for a long time, when the group started, a lot of our conversations were very personal, in the sense that people were having personal struggles and managing, balancing things, or they were experiencing something and they were leaning into the community to find others who might have experienced that same thing to help give them guidance and advice. That's what we need to get back to. And in the background, our committee is also going to be making sure that there is constant business value coming from the group to our members, so that we can be a little bit of everything for every woman in the wholesale community. And it's something that we're all extremely committed to doing. We've had at least 4 committee meetings. We meet monthly. We talk about what we want to cover and what we want to put out there. We have Facebook Lives booked out months ahead with some really important topics that are very, very, very relevant to each of you, like leveraging AI and generating leads and scaling and all sorts of other things that are just as important to women as they are to men. And we can do it in a way that really resonates with women in WMN. So with all of that being said, it's important to know that we really are committed to re-engaging some of our original members, some of those original women. I tagged you and I put a photo on Facebook on International Women's Day of our very first summit with less than 40 of us in a room. I've kept that photo near and dear to my heart all these years. We knew we were about to build something really special, and we're still here. And we're coming back. and we're ready to help every woman in the wholesale space. Whether you're familiar with WMN or not, welcome. Come into this space. This is a positive environment of abundance where there is no competition, only support for everyone. It's not just about us, it's about all of you. It's about serving our community, because if we help women, then we're helping them to help more people. And that is the ultimate win for all of us. Ashley, Summera, I really appreciate both of you being on our call today. I'd like to just ask Summera, Ashley, we'll start with you, Summera. Any final thoughts about how you're feeling about our reigniting of WMN and where we're going from here?
Super excited, super stoked. We hear a lot about I need a seat at the table, or I didn't get a seat at the table. And I will only speak for myself. I don't think we need to have a seat at everyone's table. I think we need to make our own tables. And that's where, again, the inclusiveness of WMN is a little different than other women mortgage groups that I've been part of. There's just this really supportive environment where we're going to sort of collectively make our own winner's circle. And it's not meant to be excluding anybody. And that's the thing that resonated the most with me, is having everybody new or seasoned, just being able to share in a very meaningful, authentic way. And then also giving yourself grace that you're journeying, whether you're a solopreneur or you're part of a big company, just allowing, like you said, Jamie, all the different types of women, allow them to define their own success and help everyone get there together. Because we just hear about scaling. Well, you didn't ask me if that's what I was wanting to do in my business. And that's a big thing that came to light when you and I started talking, Jamie, was don't just create the success that you think that I want. How about you ask me? And so the support's been amazing in the broker community, but even more amazing in this little tribe that we're all building. So
I love it.
Thank you so much.
You know what's cool about our winner circle? We don't have a cap. No cap.
Right.
Everybody can be part of our winner circle. It's not a cool kids club. It's just a club where everyone is welcome, no matter what your journey and background is. Ashley, what are your thoughts?
I echo what Summera said. I'm excited. I think that we are poised for such a great year after coming out of a couple years that were very, very difficult, to get stronger as a community of women, to get stronger as mortgage brokers, mortgage professionals in the wholesale space. And that all starts through collaboration. And I'm really, really excited to see that come together this year with the Women's Mortgage Network. It's one thing that we have, the committee that we have to help champion these things, but it would not be possible without the members that are willing to come in and say, I trust you, I trust this group. I love that we've talked about meeting people where they are. I am a huge fan of that in all parts of my life. Meet people where they are and help support them in their journey of where they are. And for me, nothing is more fulfilling than when someone says to me, you've made a difference. Whether it's a 5-minute conversation that changed their perspective on something, whether it was a new tool I can give them access to, or a new skill that I could help them learn, or just help them instill some confidence in themselves, that to me is the most rewarding. So at the end of all this, if I just have one person say to me, you really changed this for me, thank you, then that's it right there. And like I said, this cannot be done without the group as a whole. And I agree. We're building tables for people to sit at, but we don't have to sit at every single table. But I can promise you what I will do is I will bring you the nails if we need to add a couple more leaves in that table and make it a little bit bigger. I will continue to keep building those tables for as many people that want to come sit at them.
You got the nails, I got the hammer, Summera's got the wood. We're ready.
We're ready.
Let's go.
I love it. For those watching in our Brokers Are Best community, if you are a woman in wholesale, jump over to WMN, join us. Our group is growing and our group is active and we want and need you. If you are watching us back on our YouTube channel, go find us on Facebook. It's WMN, the Women's Mortgage Network. There is only one WMN and it is us. And we welcome each and every woman in wholesale to come join us on our journey. Thank you, Ashley and Summera. Thank you to all of our members watching, and thank you to our original inaugural group of WMN ladies that first joined together in March of 2020 at our very first WMN event. I'm grateful to each of you. I cherish our relationships, your friendships, and the support and the foundation that you built for what WMN is today and what it will become in the future. Have a wonderful day, everybody.